Good afternoon. Hello?
Yes, good afternoon. Can you hear me? Sorry, I didn't know.
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you. Thanks for the other day.
Welcome. I don't know why this guy is here, but let me just paste it. I don't know what it is anyway. Uh, just be careful now. But I know it's not supposed to be here.
I made a PR.
You did?
Yes.
Okay, let's go through it. So I will push this now, and then we'll go to your PR.
Yes. Okay.
So yeah. So okay.
So what I did is that I created a new model for projects, a project model.
Okay.
But I was having issues getting just a single model. That was what I wanted to do.
I didn't understand. What did you say?
I created a project model.
Okay.
And I wanted to get just a single model with its ID. That's to find a particular model ID.
Okay. Yeah, it's simple now. So you didn't simply okay, you did implemented this. In some cases, let me just give you a tip. In some cases, you know that Laravel, for example, now when you load up a class, first thing, okay, while your programmer might have been loaded, first thing that it does, it calls it's comes to the database to search for or whatever you're having, and then return it back to you, right?
Yes.
Now, because all the properties are stored from that are stored inside the class instance, you understand? So you can easily, and because they're stored in the class instance of all, so most likely the items are arrays. So you can simply run what? Filter, all right? You can simply just run an array method to get
Okay.
the instance that you're looking for instead of doing a fresh database call.
Oh. Okay. Okay. But in such case, you can't perform any action, like you can't update if you are doing that kind of if you are using a filter.
Mhm.
And you update a particular
But
instance.
why wouldn't I be able to update a particular instance? If I have, let me show, where is the get? I think the get should be somewhere. I cannot really remember. But then, okay, this is down, of course. So let's look at what this all does. Remember, this is always from each value from the DB. This is mapped to a fresh instance. Remember the data structure now, right?
Yes.
Now, for example, the linked list. You know that each node is a separate copy, but on the same blueprint of the node. You understand? Do you understand?
Yes, I do.
So
I can't see your screen anymore. I
this
don't know
is
why.
exactly what is happening here. So now you get an instance. So once you get an instance, if you find the instance, so automatically that instance should do what? Should contain database mutations and of course query functions, or should I say query directives, or mutation directives.
Yeah.
Like, of course, like find, save, update, or maybe whatever you want to. So the get should always refer to should refer to the collection of all the data from the database that is mapped to that ORM. You understand? So see ORM like basically a MySQL table. Do you understand?
Yes.
On a default, it returns all the data of that very model, or should I say that very table. Do you understand?
Yes, exactly.
And all the data have what? A single, or should I say all of them has what? A similar data structure. Now, they have not just only is their data well arranged, so they also have the same directives, okay? That is in respect to each item, all right, in the ORM, all right? So should I say in respect to each row in that database, okay?
Yes.
So now for example, I was talking about this. Now, when you pick this up, so this is just, a
So I
situation.
can't see your screen again.
Can you see my screen now?
Yeah, I can see it now.
Okay. So now this is just a simple case. Now look at this. I was trying to show you this. So when you call the all, what happens? It goes through the database and then goes through the stress of fetching all the data and turning them into what? A fresh new instance of this class.
Yes.
Instance of this class here. Do you understand? Base model.
Okay.
All right. So now what then happens is that if at any point you find, because if I choose to store this, if this instance should have something like maybe a protected something, or a private array, internal data of array that is belonging to this, that is only usable by this model, what will happen? If I run a search, I am only going to get access to this instance.
Okay.
So it's just like saying, the concept of where human is searching for a fellow human. Remember, each blueprint, each object represents the same replication of object. Okay, an object can be smarter than the other object. This is because of the data it carries. The data it carries. All right. Remember, all humans have the same ability. All right. But now, what makes them different is knowledge. This is in respect to object. So all objects are all the same, but what makes them different is their intellectual prowess. So now, one model can be so smart enough to do what? To find all other model, or to search for all other model and retrieve a selected model that looks like its own kind. You understand? That's what I was telling you. Now, human can come and search for human and bring another human. You understand? That looks almost like his own style, but it is not that the data is going to be different. If it searches, of course, it's going to always turn true, because I can also search for the kind of looking at myself. I'll be the number one search found item. Do you understand?
Yes, I guess no. Yeah.
So if you are now looking for like the fourth instance, and then that means probably, if I'm looking for another second instance that looks like me, probably I might look for the next instance and have that next instance become the me. Do you understand?
Yeah, I do.
So now, because of this, all instances, okay, are instances of this class.
This class.
So whatever data, what's it called? Data function this class has, this has it, but their data properties are what? Different. You guys know, right?
Yes, I do. So so now, if I want to just find the ID of a particular, if I want to search for the ID of a particular data, I'll just search from this all the instance to get a particular ID.
Depends on the approach you are trying to figure out. Like I mentioned, there are two. If you remember earlier, I mentioned there are two ways. Depends on what you're looking at. Now, if you're looking at fetching all of them from the arrays being stored here, you can get one particular instance that looks like that, or else you can write a very fresh database query that queries up the database and transform that data gotten from the database into the instance.
Okay.
So let me clarify that. So before, let me just see what you did. Then from there, I can maybe merge, and of course, then we can do a modification on it. So I think I already got it done now. So you can see here. The only thing is that I can then now decide, because this is a better approach, so I can just easily. And of course,
Oh, the last one I pulled, it wasn't having the, that's why.
I didn't get.
I said when I pulled last, it wasn't having the. I didn't find this thing there, so I had to write this.
Okay. Yeah, so your PR has been merged. We're going to talk about middleware. But then, yeah, let's just move into middleware. But then, is there any other question before let me just introduce that concept. Then later we can, because I need to end this class briefly so that I can go and do something else. I think we have barely about 15 or 20 minutes left. So let's talk about.
Oh, now no questions.
Okay, now, okay. So now, what are middlewares? Middlewares. Middlewares. Okay, middlewares are filters, okay, in most cases to intercept a request, okay. Now, anything that sits out to filter your request according to some certain set of validation is referred to as what? Middlewares. Do you understand? So in security, middleware is essentials. They are like middleware is very, very essential because it does help you to be able to predict the flow of your application in terms of security. All right. So now, if you have, or should I say, to have some certain controls, and not all, if you have a single middleware that handles, let's say, uh, cross, cross, cross request server forgery. All right. sorry, cross-origin server forgery or something. Okay. Cross-origin server forgery.
Yes. Cross origin. Okay. I thought it's the cause origin is source sharing.
No. Sorry, it is not cross-site request forgery. So cross-site request forgery are mostly where people can backlink, okay? So where your site is located at A, so somebody injects a kind of another link that looks like your site directly from your site, okay? That is cross-site request forgery. I don't know, how do I explain this thing, sir?
Okay, that's the CSRF.
So most of the time it is just a social engineering methodology, all right? So in a way that, a link is injected in your website to look like it's actually your website, to trick whoever your not only website, your application, okay, to trick your users, okay, into sending forged requests to their server. All right. So it's not like me, changing the origin of a form that is not meant for my server into my server. I don't know. Probably you see Facebook login. Do you understand? Facebook login
Yes.
page. Now, of course, you know that it goes to a certain server that must be of Facebook. Now, cross-site request forgery simply means injecting another server into that form in the pretense that it is actual the form, but should I say the benefit is to maliciously collect users' data. All right. So that is simple cross-site request forgery. All right. Now, there are middle ways to checkmate these things. Or should I say there are plenty other ways to checkmate this thing. One of the ways to checkmate this is introducing a middleware. Now there are some other kind of security issues, all right, in terms of brute force. Okay, of course. Do you know what brute force is?
Yes, brute force. I've heard about brute force.
Okay, brute force is just only a system that repeats, okay, that tries to brute force, like, that guess. Okay, imagine that, like, I write a loop to guess a password. Do you understand? Yes. And for example, if I know the length of this password, it is possible for me to set a loop to iterate throughout all the available numbers. We have about 26 letters. You understand? And we have about 0 to that's about 10 numeric numbers, right?
Yes.
And a bunch of other characters. Now, it is very possible for me to write a loop to iterate through these numbers with different combination. Now, this thing can actually be able to do what? To affect the request once it passes. Now, I can simply introduce a middleware that intercepts retries. Okay, for example, I think there are some Laravel features that do not allow you to try to log in a form or try to fill a form after some certain time. Okay, for example, if your form has been inactive for a while, you see them throw you out. Okay, then for your login, if you are trying to log in and you've tried 2 or 3 times and it doesn't go through. Now that is a security measure being put in place. Okay, using what? A middleware. So now what happens? So the user tries to log in first, is not able to go through. He tries again to log in the second time, he's not able to go through. Now the third time, what happens? He gets kicked out for some certain time. All right. So now what is actually the cause of that? Is actually middlewares. All right. So they filter and implement some certain requirements in order for the application to be safe. So now you can still look at a case where, of course, a request is coming in, and a request has some certain you need some certain requirements from that request. Possibly, maybe you might have looked for a way for the user session variable to be set. Now you can write a middleware that intercepts, okay, before the request even completes, that the user must be an active session sign user with some certain other requirements. All right. So this will, in most cases, increases your chance of protection towards your application. Do you understand now?
Yes.
And now, because we have a very open what's it called, open and a very scalable application right now. So we have the router, and of course, so this is where a lot of things happen. So we can just simply inject our middleware before the actual request gets completed. So of course, this was written in a very mild way. So I think this might be refactored, but let me put this. Okay, I already have HTTP. Wow, interesting. Middlewares. All right. So I might want to create another just the same way Laravel does, to register all configurations in respect to HTTP. So I should there should be a very all right. So I should have and of course, so I can put this in. I can this can be an extended class, but for now let's just keep it like this.
Controller.
No, it's just going to come down here. All right. So most of the time I can just so some people like to put requests and of course the response. So the response in most cases can just be a callback. Do you understand?
Yeah, yeah.
It can be a callback. Now there are several ways to handle this. So you can just send this out like the way you want to send it out, or just allow it to be the way it is. So for now, I'll just send it to no. Oh. What did I say? Oh, sorry, it's not here. It's not here. So the kernel should just be an array. It should return just an array. Okay. Let me see how Laravel does this. I don't know if their own is array powered or object powered. But let me look at how that looks like.
I think it's array power.
Yeah, I think so. No. So you see now, it's not. So yeah, we are going to follow this pattern. That means I was right. It was an object powered, protected routes. Have you seen the concept? So now all that classes that you've been seeing most times is just a class directory that is doing some word resolved, like that is weirdly resolving something. It is. Do you understand? So they are just word class. Of course, this is a class part, right?
Yes.
So now what happened behind the scene is that this gets resolved. This thing gets resolved. Do you understand?
Yes.
So I can easily now go down to middlewares and create something. Middleware, web middleware. Oh, .php. remember. So this is called next. Or I can simply return false or whatever I want to return here. It will still not hot.
Next request.
So this is what Laravel thing. This is what it turns out to. Hope you know.
Yes.
Okay. So I think I can just peacefully now pull this out. So in case you want to do that, so you can simply come down to where is the middleware? There's a property like this. Okay, so this is what returns this thing. Do you understand?
Yes. What does he turn it as string?
Yeah, it turns it as string. So I can turn this thing now to string, and should I use this? No, I can just write a static. All right, I think this is the correct thing. So remember, we will now go down to our. Remember this, right?
Yes.
Of course. So most of the time, so what usually happens is that middlewares are what are added to routes. Okay, like they're added to the route group. Okay. So of course, I can change another sub method in it. Okay.
Before any request hits the middleware, it must go to the route first.
Yeah, it must come through the routes now. So So I can just simply do some if check. This is bad, but then we are running out of time. I just want to show you one concept and then I should be done. I need to end the class now, but then let me just show you the concept before I leave. I'm looking for a better way to inject this thing into it. Oh, so if uh, so before then, So I can easily pick this guy because this is the main route. Sorry, this is this is of course this is going to be the name. I can simply say I can even put this at the top because first you might have to just check this. If it doesn't work, so come down, and of course you are taking all this middleware and passing the middleware into this guy. Um, so automatically we have this guy now up. So I think let me leave this guy because I think I will. Let me not resolve it that way. So I can wrap this. If I wrap this, or I just leave it the way it is, it should work just perfectly, like this. Of course, so each of the class, then we always have the requests. So let me just store this in a variable anyway. So they do not have all right. So now let me take it slowly so that you can get it. Yep. So of course, it's going to return what, true or false. This is going to return true or false. So I can just say so. Yeah, so this should be, I think we'll have to end here so that we can complete it later on. But then exactly. So but you understand now, right?
Yes, yes, I do.
So now just a recap. So this handles route middleware. So once the user is specifying, for example, if you come down to the route, and chain a request to it. Middleware web. Okay, so this should, fire up and allows you to get whatever you want. Let me just fire this up and see. But I need to end now because some people have to come inside. Middleware. So let's resolve it in the next class because time is almost gone. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So you have a nice day.
Yeah, I can check it out and work over it.
Yeah, I'm pushing it right away. Yeah. So all right. So have a nice day. It's been pushed, so you can go check the repo, then update it with yours, and then you can work on it. Okay. So see ya. All right. Bye bye.